Go, go, Power Rangers. Oh, come on, get out of here. No, I want a proper introduction. As you can see, both other Ryans are arguing. We don't have enough room for 2 other Ryans. It's not yours to decide. Yeah, but my version came up before yours, so just like everything, that immediately makes me better. Sure. Yeah, soon you'll be forgotten and I'll be the one everyone remembers. No way, people love remakes. I mean, they don't like them, but they like seeing them. It's true, you'll end up becoming the most forgotten version of me there ever was. What, like Fantastic Four? Both of them? No, even worse. No, you don't mean, oh yeah, Van Forstic. That's not true. That's impossible. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. Oh come on, Hooded Ryan, stop quoting Darth Vader. Is it true? No, of course not. Trust me, nothing will ever be as bad as Van Forstic. You're okay. Come on, Ryan, why'd you have to write in a second version of me? You remember the good thing we had going on? No, I didn't actually. I needed someone else for this analogy to work. What, you're telling me all this was just a metaphor for your video? Yeah, in fact, you guys are just like Power Rangers. How are we in any way like Power Rangers? Yes, thank you. That one cheesy 90s show has nothing to do with us. Well, I'm talking about the remake. There was a remake? Exactly. Power Rangers is a 2017 film directed by Dean Israelite, although it seems to be pretty much forgotten in the public eye, and the film as a whole bombed compared to what was projected for it, causing the 6-film arc to be cancelled. Yeah, I guess they had the same fate as that one Boba Fett movie after Solo's disaster box office, and anything in the DCEU. Now, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm the biggest Power Rangers fan. I mean, yeah, I used to watch the show and play with the action figures, but if I'm being honest, I don't think I ever really knew what was happening. I just saw fighting and was like, hey, that looks cool. So I didn't have as high of expectations as others when they saw the 2017 remake. And even though I don't think it's a masterpiece of a film, it's still way better than 50%. Oh, come on, just because you like Power Rangers 2017 doesn't mean you can like Power Rangers 2017. What does that mean? If you say you like this piece of garbage, then you are betraying the original, and Hollywood needs to stop taking all these classics and making them dark and edgy for no reason at all. Just like in Van Forstic, there's hardly any action, and for a movie called Power Rangers, it takes way too long to Power Ranger. Okay, first off, stop comparing things to Van Forstic. Nothing is like Van Forstic. And second, where that movie fails and this one succeeds is because I actually care about the main characters. I can see how people will get mad about this movie taking way too long to get to the action, but for me, I was really enjoying these characters and seeing them interact. Like seriously, there wasn't one character in the main 5 that I thought dragged the movie, and that's extremely rare, especially for a movie that has to introduce 5 main characters and expect the audience to care about all of them. And even though some of them were introduced really fast, they ended up getting actual interesting and even sympathetic backstories. And I really want to give credit to the movie and the writers for having the best written character on the spectrum, in honestly any movie ever. And there's even another one who's implied to be gay. And all of these work so well because they don't dwell on it too long. That's how representation in film should work. It's brought up, understood, and then they move on. They don't make it a big deal because it's not a big deal. And I honestly never expected this movie to make me so emotional. When Billy dies, there's a really good cover of Stand By Me playing in the background. And even though I knew he wasn't going to actually die because I saw the trailers, it still really got to me because I could tell the characters all cared for each other as much as I did for them. Also, even though there isn't a whole lot of action, the action that we get is still pretty good and always ramps it up. Even with the most out of place product placement ever from Krispy Kreme. Seriously, when a piece of product placement literally ties into the plot and can be considered a spoiler, you know you've gone too far. Why are you guys still arguing? We got bored. Yeah, and he's still trying to kick me out of your cinematic universe. You know, we should create a petition to remove him from the canon, like the one about the Star Wars sequels. Did you ever sign that? What? This is no time for stupid questions. Of course I signed it. And look, no one's trying to kick you out of here, so just please let me finish my Power Rangers review. What? Like you have any say in what we do? Oh. Yeah. And aside from the main 5 characters, I think the supporting cast is also pretty good. Bryan Cranston has a good voice for Zordon, as well as Bill Hader for Alpha 5, and Elizabeth Banks as Rita Repulsa is good. She's good, and does have some legitimately creepy moments, but all these characters do their job well enough to where it doesn't detract from the main characters. But honestly, it's just good to see that Roy finally got over Pam and got redeemed. In fact, that's actually not a bad segue. One of the most interesting aspects of this movie to me is the theme. And yeah, I know, I say that all the time, but I'm serious, because with Power Rangers, it's something that isn't really talked about that often, but something that I think is really important and relatable, and that is about learning from your mistakes and moving on. That just because you do one bad thing doesn't necessarily make you a bad person. In the movie, everyone has something that they wish that they wouldn't have done, especially Kimberly and Jason. And for Kimberly, it's not revealed until later what she actually did, and it's not a good thing, but Jason reassures her that, well,
you did an awful thing. It doesn't make you an awful person.
Moving on from things is one of the hardest things to ever do, especially if it was your fault. So for this movie to tackle that in a way that is so real, that ultimately improves both the characters and the audience's investments into them, is just genius. Near the end of the battle, where it looks like all hope is lost, they keep repeating "hold the line." And that also can be tied to real life, because no matter how bad a mess can get, you can't give up on yourself. Like that one Eminem quote. Mom's spaghetti? No, but it was in the same song. You can never lose yourself. And since you can't rewrite history, you have to accept what you did, learn from it, and rise above. That was beautiful, Ryan. Now come on, let's kick out fake Ryan over here. What? Okay, hooded Ryan, don't make me do this. Do it. What's with all the Star Wars quotes today? You've left me no choice. Goodbye, old kind of friend. What? Nothing, it's just the old switcheroo. Your Thanos snap didn't work on me. Up. Don't make me do this. You can't erase me from my own video. You can't do that, right? I don't know, you tell me. I am inevitable. And I don't know what to do. Come on, Ryan, think. Look, you don't have to like this iteration of me, because I really don't care what you like. And even though you guys are so different, it's okay. And just because you did something bad here, it doesn't make you a bad person. Yet, at least. I don't know where your character's going in the next video. Sorry. It's okay, because this is the perfect analogy for this film. Oh my gosh. Power Rangers, in my opinion, is criminally underrated. But that is just my opinion. Even though some people won't like the decisions that they made, I don't personally mind it, because the originals will always still be there. This is just an adaptation that doesn't mess with that in any way. It's not like the Star Wars sequels where they messed with the established canon. Even though I don't think it will ever get a sequel, I really think it deserves one, because these characters and their themes will definitely stick with me longer than any action scene shown for years to come. So, how do we end this? Well, I think we should give our newest character a name. Yeah, but what should it be?